This to our lovely speaker, Brandi. Brandi is a soul path reader who helps folks reconnect to their own inner knowing and strength. She believes that as more and more people wake up to their own divinity and realign with their individual soul's calling, society and humanity will begin to heal. Amen.
Yes.
Through her work as a medium and spirit talker, Brandi gives those around her helpful insight and a connection to universal truths that can help us all through the turbulence, yet breathtaking moments of our lives. In addition to giving readings and spiritual coaching, she also provides support and guidance to youth, staff, and teachers as a coordinator of substance use and prevention and intervention at TST BOCES in Ithaca, New York. And she is a wonderful person, and I highly recommend getting a reading from her.
Yay!
Thanks, Craig. I feel like maybe I don't even need to give my talk because the opening prayer was my talk, but like, we'll just go with it. So I did channel this entire talk from source. So I will be looking at my notes. Those of you who know me know I'm usually a lot more like flamboyant and all over the place, but I do need to focus on these words, so apologize. I'm here with you. The other thing that was really cool is I was driving in today from Ithaca. I was listening to a podcast called Living Myth with Michael Mead. And his latest episode, I was listening as we came in, was my talk also. So there's something about this message that I'm really excited, and I'm glad that you're all here. So I've been really lucky in this lifetime to get a chance to work with my guides and teachers directly. Most of my spiritual path hasn't been an outside religion or pastor or anything like that telling me how to direct with the divine. It's been something that I just had like a natural connection with my entire life. And I understand that that's a true blessing. But better than that, I've been really lucky to get a chance to hear directly from Source. And over time, I learned to own that beauty, the beauty of being able to tap into that frequency and hear Source. At first, I couldn't own it, right? I thought myself too small and too insignificant. I also fancied that I wasn't strong enough or big enough or loud enough to carry such important insight. But I've been told that that humility and questioning is one of the reasons that I get to hear from Source, right? Or love, as I call it. When Source shows up to me, it always introduces itself as love. And Source has told me that messages are safe with me and that I could and will be seen as a reliable narrator. So hopefully you find me reliable by the end of this. But I really take that as a high compliment. And I intend to do my best and continue to be a reliable narrator for love because I think that's something the world needs more of. The world really needs more reliable narrators who are on a mission to build everyone up and to reconnect as many individuals as possible to their soul's calling, helping them to remember their mission here on earth and to reclaim their power and love and significance that life has in store for them. Everyone in this world has love and power and significance that is just meant for them. So here's the message that Source has trusted me to bring to all of you today. You ready? You are perfect. You are perfect. The real you, the you that is hidden underneath all of the muck that the world throws at you every day, the you that is underneath some of that doubt and that lack of self-esteem we all carry as humans, right? The you that is underneath all of the worry and the stress and insecurity that you habitually carry with you every day, the you that is strong and energetic and full of curiosity and excitement and pure joy. The you that was never taught to fear or panic. The you that understands that just because you can't see something doesn't mean it doesn't exist. There is a version of you that doesn't need to heal, to learn, or to start over. There is a higher energetic version of you that is completely perfect and can absolutely be trusted to guide you and make your decisions for you. This is your soul. And it's the truest version of you that exists within your etheric heart. It is unable to be touched by fear It is unable to be touched by the illusionary separation from source. It doesn't get confused by the lie that we are all alone. It is sure and steady and ready to guide you towards joy and fulfillment. Now, joy and fulfillment do not mean lack of confusion or lack of uncertainty, because your brain and your soul operate at different levels, right? Your brain cannot always understand soul logic, nor can it make sense of how the yellow brick road from point A to point B was constructed. Your brain will usually feel confusion or claim uncertainty when you are following your soul's instruction. We just have to be aware of that. When we are following our soul, our brain is going to ask us lots of questions, right? Because it can't often make sense of what you're doing or why, but that's okay. Your brain is important, and it's meant to keep you alive and able to continue to adventure in this plane of existence. Your brain is meant to help you gather resources and see and assess possible barriers, right? Your brain is meant to help you prepare, but it is not meant to guide you. Your brain is good at telling you what isn't around you and what is. It is good at telling you where you have been, and you can use pretty good calculations of what might lay ahead. But again, these calculations are skewed towards keeping you alive. Therefore, your brain is usually always telling you or foretelling you the worst case scenario, right? Because it wants to keep you alive. But your soul can tell you with absolute certainty what does lay ahead. Your soul knows what is meant for you and what is calling you. It knows what you are meant to create and what you are meant to bring into this world. Your soul will always create a safe path towards fulfillment and joy. And your brain and body will always find it if your human self can find enough trust and let go of enough fear and judgment. You need to trust yourself, and above all, not be afraid of yourself. Not be afraid of that calling. Not be afraid of that pull. We live in a time where we're told we must be fearful, right? I think all of us are feeling that right now. In October, soon to be November, everyone's afraid. That everything is falling apart and that people are cruel. People are not cruel. People are afraid. And the thing that they are most afraid of, after death, of course, because people that are not us in this room are afraid of death. It's true. But the thing they're afraid of most after death are themselves. They're afraid that they know things about life that they haven't been told, but they're afraid that they know things about life that they have been told that it's impossible to know. They're afraid of the direct connection that they have to Source. They're afraid of the way they feel and the things that bring them joy and peace and fulfillment, because they aren't the things that society says should bring them those things. So this is Source's words, right? Sailors who are meant to sail on the seas are told they need to have office jobs where they can build a good nest egg for their future children, even though they've never wanted children, right? Culinary geniuses are told they should stick to the occasional dinner party on the weekends because the world needs more nurses, and you will never not be able to find a job in that field, right? And children are told that they are too young and naive to know what will make them happy in 20 years. It's best to get a degree in something useful. Accounting is a good field of study. The world will always need money, right? Telling people to go against their calling. Basically, we're told our callings are nothing but daydreams. And in order to stay alive, because remember, death is terrifying to normal people, we need to be practical. What's the worst that could happen if you follow your soul's calling? What's the worst that could happen? Spirit says you find a roadblock and just have to find another way to get there. That's it. You get close to your path and higher purpose, and you find you have to make a few tweaks and try again. That's the worst that can happen. But even when that happens, you still feel excited because you know you're getting closer. You find yourself more and more chipper even when you're faced with those roadblocks, right? because you understand that roadblocks just show you that there's another way that you haven't even thought of yet. So the question always comes to me when I'm talking to folks is, how do I know what my soul's calling is? How do I know? And Spirit's answer was, you ask your soul. You ask yourself. And they said, it depends on how long you've been doing things that you are supposed to do, right? Or things that are safe. Things that are keeping you alive, but not necessarily keeping you whole. Does that make sense? This concept of things that keep you safe, but actually break you down into smaller pieces, and you no longer have that wholeness of who you are. These things are labeled safe, and often have us giving parts of our knowing and connection to the spiritual side of things away. In order to stay safe, I have to give away all of my knowing. So we begin to exist in bits and pieces. So Spirit says, depending on how much of yourself you have traded in for safety or to fit in, you may or may not find it difficult to touch in directly with your soul and ask for it to reveal its purposes. The good thing is, if you have traded in pieces of your most authentic self for safety and belonging, Spirit says all you have to do is ask for it back. Just ask for it back. And this is the actual prayer that Source gave me to share with you, to ask for those pieces of yourself back. They say you can just say this prayer. Dear self, you are worthy. You are welcomed. You are mine. You are welcome to dwell within my presence, and I'm here to make amends. I will take my heart and mend you with my own light and love. Dear self, you are enough. You are meant to experience joy and fulfillment. I welcome you home to reconnect my mind and body. You are the deepest and most important part of me. Tell me who I am and what I am meant to contribute to this world. You are my own North Star. I am my own North Star. Show me how to find my way home. Amen. Call your pieces back home, and then you show them that you're invested. Celebrate the whole you. When those bits and pieces that you've come back to you, then you need to celebrate it. You need to welcome them back. And this is how Spirit says you can do that. Show your safe people. Show your family, your chosen family, the people that love you for who you are. Show them what the real you looks like, sounds like, smells like. Show them what the real you can do. Talk to them about topics and share reflective introspections that the fullest part of you wants to talk about. Skip the small talk. Skip the gossip. Talk about things that your soul finds important. Stop parroting other people around you. Use your own voice. Once you allow your most authentic self to be expressed, your natural gifts will start coming back to the surface. They'll become more visible. And once your gifts start coming back to the surface, some of those childhood dreams that we had will begin to resurface. And Spirit always talks to me that those dreams, those aspirations that you have in childhood are the things that are most closely linked to your soul's calling. And they'll begin to resurface. And then you can say, soul, I am ready to feel us in sync again. I am ready to hear my call. Tell me what my song is. What unique song am I meant to bring to this world? In what way am I the only soul on this planet that can bring part of Source, of God, of Creator into life? Because that's what the human experience is. We're all unique for a reason. It's because we are bringing a unique part of Source, of Creator, of God into this physical world. In what way am I the only soul on this planet that can bring part of Source, God, Creator to life? Ask. What part of God's unique song can only be sung through me? Soul, you know. Tell me what I have known all along but forgotten. And Source says, because you see, you are perfect. You have purpose. Your life has meaning and you are loved. And when you are at a place in your life when you can accept this, right? We have to accept that truth. They say something magical is going to start to happen. You will find that the chaos around you stops. When you accept your purpose, your unique way of existing in this world, you find the chaos around you starts to stop. When your soul is in the driver's seat, you can tell because you'll look around you and know that it is all by design, as they say. Not design created by some higher power. There is no outside power that has designed a maze for you to follow, or even a fancy mousetrap, as some people think. You create the design. You create the map. You create the beautiful mosaic that is your life. And as you get closer and closer to your most authentic vibration, the truest version of yourself, the chaos and needless moments of junk, of sorting this from that, meaningful from meaningless, it all begins to end. The moments that hold no meaning for you become less and less. This is because you are now sure of who you are and where you are going, and you begin to call in only those things that are meant for you. Before we reach that point, we're calling in things that are capable of showing us who we are not, what we are not meant for. But when we step into our truth, those things no longer come to us. We're only calling in those things that directly enhance us and amplify our own calling. The more closely you are connected to your soul, the less chaotic the world seems. The easier it is to see the beauty of every day, and the easier it is to stay calm and open and tender-hearted in a world that is collectively afraid. We, as in everyone in this room, are the love warriors, right? We are the ones who are not afraid of death, the ones who know there is no beginning or end, the ones that know that love is never out of reach, and that reformation, rebirth, reconnecting to our soul, and reconnecting with Source is always possible. We are here to bring light into a dark moment in human history. And we can do that through empathy and healing and kindness and laughter, which I know that this room, I know the folks I know, those are big things for all of you, right? But we can bring even more light when we are in the closest alignment possible with our soul's calling and its purpose. That means we can do the most good when we are the happiest and most fulfilled. It's not selfish. This is how we are truly of service, getting back into alignment with what brings us joy. The world needs love warriors who are unafraid to go against what is safe, what is realistic, what is normal, as we move towards instead what is true, what is full of passion. What does love in motion look like? We change the world by loving ourselves to make ourselves whole again. Love moves more powerfully through us when our feet, our hands, our bodies, and minds are in alignment with our heart. And to end this message, I'm going to share with you my own soul song. This is from Source to me and to you. This is what my soul knows it is meant to bring into the world in this lifetime. Are you ready? Did I build that up enough, do you think? Come home, come home, come home to me. You are not a sailor lost at sea. Come home, come home, come home to me. You are not a sailor lost at sea. The tones of the wind swept across your bow, telling you to abandon ship, even now. But don't give in. Don't give up your light. This isn't a call to keep going without insight. I stand for you here upon this ground. I stand for you here upon this ground, showing you strength and hope and light, so bright that it takes your breath away. You have the same light shining within you. The key to unlocking it is to learn to be true to your heart, to your calling, to the voice that rings clear. The one that tells you that you have purpose, reminds you that you are needed, and pushes you away from fear. This world is meant to bring you into a magnificent being, one of wholeness, completeness, and knowing. You call to the world saying, come to me, pieces. Come to me quickly so we can get going. Your heart knows the way. Your heart knows what is true. But don't let your mind get the better of you. Your brain is good at seeing what is not there. Your brain is good at seeing what is lacking or far away. Your brain is good at spotting the danger, but can lead you astray. Remember, your heart, the soul in your chest, is the piece of you that knows you best. It is the piece of you that holds the light. Give it the most of your power. and you will begin to be led to places for which many are unknown. Those places where we are never truly alone. The places where night will complement day. Where the moon does not compete with the sun. The places where all of your greatest desires have already begun. Now come to me, child, with your sails held tight. Come to my shores while you build up your light. I will shine for us both while you build up your flame. Remember, you have adventures yet to be claimed. You are meant to see God with your own eyes. You are meant to feel rebirth upon your fresh skin. You are meant to show others how to begin. Your tale is one of blindness and fear being replaced with patience and bliss. Yours is a calling that is loud and known only to you. I can never tell you exactly what you must do, but I can tell you where your calling intersects with mine. It is the fine space where we meet in this time. It is a space where you and I meet and say with profound gratitude, life is meant to bring us together. Life is meant to unite us as one. Life is meant to bring us together. Life is meant to unite us as one. And when I asked Spirit for my soul's calling, they gave me that beautiful poem. And it is so true. I am here for all of you in this room, for everyone I serve, for my kiddos that I serve with substance use and prevention. I'm not here to tell anybody what they need to do. I'm here to reconnect you to your own inner knowing. I'm here to stand beside you and be part of your community and celebrate you and celebrate when those pieces come back to you. And I'm just so lucky to be part of this community because there's so many beautiful people here. So I'm going to leave that with you. And thank you for letting me share today.
Thank you.